Hi everyone, Antonio Thornton, day number 18 of 365 Science of Mind. Thanks so much for joining me on this journey. I'm going to go ahead and jump into the lesson today, which is the argument that wins. And the quote for the day is, "He that saith he is in the light and hateth his brother is in darkness, and he that loveth his brother abideth in the light." And that's from 1 John, second verse 9, and second chapter 9 and 10. So the text reads, when St. John said that it's impossible for us to remain in the light while we hate someone else, he was pointing out the same truth that Jesus had in mind when he said for us to forgive that we might be forgiven. We should not expect the law of good to operate for us alone, shutting all others out. It is only that which we share with others that really is ours. We are so constituted that when we think evil of others or condemn them, it is impossible to escape this condemnation for ourselves. And this goes back to from one of the previous lessons, judge not that ye be not judged. For with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged. Everything that goes out comes back again. So for the affirmation and meditation for today, it reads, I bless myself for the good I would do and bless everyone for the good they would do. I recognize the presence of God at the center of my own being, and I know that the divine spirit within me responds to the same spirit in others, comforting, unifying, and making whole. And I was initially going to skip this sentence, but I'm going to go ahead and read it, particularly as I mentioned a few days ago with what's going on in the world and particularly in the United States. There's no criticism, no false judgment, no unkindness in me. My whole thought and feeling is one of praise, of thanksgiving, and blessing. And it goes on to say, today I live as though this moment were eternity. I recognize that the kingdom of good is at hand. And seeing the divine in everything, I know that the divine in all things responds to me. So I'm going to go ahead and stop it right there and kind of exemplify what I really get from this. And I talked about this before, that if we recognize one simple truth that all of the ills of the world, all the so-called problems that we have would go away. And that is that we are all one. We are all of the same spirit, and we cannot do upon another that which we do upon ourselves. And though it may look like we're separate entities, though when I see you, it appears that I see another person in this physical realm, spiritually, we are one. So when you recognize that, and you recognize that we cannot do anything to anyone else that we would do to ourselves. So I would take this $20 bill in my left hand, and my right hand comes along and steals it from the left hand. Well, I'm still the same person. The $20 hasn't gone anywhere because it's still in the same oneness of me. And that is how futile the idea of stealing and or hurting or taking away from another is, because we cannot take away from another that we don't take away from ourselves. We cannot judge another without that same judgment coming back to us. Energy is neither created nor destroyed. What we give out is what we get back. We've all heard that, what goes around comes around. And that is the general premise of this lesson is recognizing that we cannot expect good to come to us when we are hating someone else or wishing bad upon someone else. How could that principle even work? How could it even work that we wish bad upon someone else, but wish good upon ourselves? How can that even work? So with that, the practical application here is to, do an inventory of the people in your life. Identify anyone who you may have ill relationships with. Identify someone you may have poor communication with, and clean that up. Whether you do it with the person or not, that's entirely up to you. But clean it up internally, because you cannot harbor anger. I remember from one of the episodes of, what was it, I think Fat Albert, he said, anger is one letter short of danger. Who does anger really hurt at the end of the day? Who does it really hurt? It hurts us. We can sit here and be mad at someone else. They may be completely oblivious to what's going on. We're only hurting ourselves. So if you're holding on to any grudges, holding on to any anger, any resentment towards someone, actively let that go and bless them. Wish good upon them, because there is nothing that you can wish upon them that you don't also wish upon yourself. With that said, I'm going to go ahead and end today's lesson. The description has the link for the book. Go grab that. And again, if you already have it, share it with someone else. And also share, like, and subscribe, because that keeps me going on doing these videos. Again, thanks so much for joining me on this journey. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow on day number 19. Take care.